Triangle congruence postulates. Triangle congruence postulates are ways to prove triangles congruent. So these are the 5 triangle congruence postulates. They all start with if two triangles have and end with then the triangles are congruent. So we'll go through them one at a time. If two triangles have two corresponding sides that are congruent, so two corresponding sides that are congruent, like this, and the angle between them is congruent, then the triangles are congruent. So that's called side angle side, and it's saying that once I know that these things match, then I can say that the triangles are congruent. The next one is side, side, side. So side, one, they have 3 corresponding sides that are congruent. So 2, 3. That means that they're congruent. Angle, side, angle is saying if we have an angle and another angle that match up, an angle and another angle that match up, and the side between them is congruent, then the triangles are congruent. Angle, angle, side says if they have 2 corresponding angles that are congruent, and another corresponding side is congruent, then the triangles are congruent. So these are corresponding because they're both next to the 2 arcs, but not next to the 1 arc, across from the 1 arc, if you will. And hypotenuse leg is specifically about right triangles if 2 triangles have a corresponding leg that is congruent, and the hypotenuses are congruent, then the triangles are congruent. Hopefully you remember that angles are corners and sides are lengths. Sides with the same number of tick marks mean they're congruent. Angles with the same number of arcs are congruent. Also, each letter represents a pair of sides and angles. So we wouldn't call this angle, angle. We would call this angle. Now, either way, it's not congruent because that wasn't one of our list. But this pair, there's one angle here, there's one angle here. There's one pair that matches up, so we would just call this angle. And we name diagrams based on the shortest path around the angle, around the triangle. So to go from here to there, the shortest path around the triangle that touches all 3 is to go in one of these two directions. To start at the double arc, go through the 1 arc and go here, or go the other way. If you start at the green arc, then you have to go all the way around the triangle, so we wouldn't name it that way. So if we named it from the blue arc, we could say it's angle, angle, side. If we named it from the red arc, we would name it side, side, angle. Sorry, side, angle, angle. But just out of tradition, we always call it angle, angle, side. You would not call this angle, side, angle, because in order to do angle, side, angle, you'd have to go the long way around the triangle. So, are the following triangles congruent? If so, what postulate proves them congruent? So, that's a side. There's an angle. And then we also get to count this side because it's the same in both triangles. So it's 2 sides and the angle between them. So side, angle, side. Here, these angles are vertical, so we're allowed to say that they're congruent. So it's 2 angles, 2 angle pairs, and the side that's not between them. So angle, angle, side. Here, we've got an angle pair. We have a side. So because there's no other information, we say not congruent. Or not necessarily congruent. And not enough information to show that they're congruent. Are these triangles congruent? So we have a side pair. We have another side pair. And then we have the side that both of them share counts as a side. So this is side, side, side. No angles, but side, side, side is enough. Here we have a pair of sides. We have another pair of sides. And the angle between them. So that's side, angle, side. Here we have a side, another side, and the angle that's not between them, because those are both right angles. But because it's a right triangle, that's when we're allowed to use hypotenuse leg. So we have a leg, we have the hypotenuse, so that would be hypotenuse leg. Here we have those vertical angles are congruent, so we have two angle pairs, and the side between them, angle, side, angle. Here we have two right triangles. The hypotenuses are congruent, and the hypotenuses are identical, and the legs are congruent, so this is hypotenuse leg. Here we have the side between them is congruent, the side and the angle. So side, angle, side. Here there are three angle pairs and no sides listed. So that's angle, 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 and that's not congruent because angle, angle, angle was not part of our list. So the short version is you can use side, angle, side, side to side, angle, angle, side, hypotenuse leg, but you cannot use angle, 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 or side, side, angle. Thank you.